Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2016 general readings. I am using the Gilded Tarot, still drawing the usual 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week, with an additional ninth card from the bottom of the deck as your crowning card, representing overall energy and advice for the readings. These are general readings, and you're probably tired of hearing us all say that, but we have to say that because they are general readings, and there's so many subscribers and so many of you watching that they couldn't possibly resonate the same for everyone who watches. For some of you, they may not resonate at all, so make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well if you know them. You may find that they play out for you a little more predictably for this reading. And try to watch all three as often as you can anyway for the general months and mid-month readings because each of them may resonate for you in different areas of your life. And watching all three kind of gives you more of the puzzle pieces to create a more clear and cohesive picture of the time frame that the reading covers. So try to watch all three if you can and if you know them. Always a note of gratitude and thanks for those of you who continue to watch and follow and like and share so faithfully. Thank you so much for your continued support and feedback. I love those comments. I read each and every one of them, so please keep them coming. You guys are brilliant. I love reading how the readings play out for you, both the ones you post on my channel and the ones that some of you send via email. Thank you so much for taking the time to share those with me. And if you are new here to this channel, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And also a note of gratitude to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings, which I love to do, my favorite things to do. And I really do appreciate the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you. It's a delight. Thank you so very much. And to my regular clients as well, for allowing me to be a small part of the chapters as they unfold in your life. And thank you for the regular updates on how those readings continue to play out for you. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign on my YouTube channel's homepage. My email address is also on the homepage of my YouTube channel, and that is Maggie, the number 1, McGuire at gmail.com. You can email me directly. I would be delighted to work with you. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week, so I'm able to get back with you quite quickly and schedule a reading within a pretty timely fashion. Current turnaround time is anywhere from a couple of days up to 2 weeks, but almost always within 2 weeks we can set something up for you. So send me an email if you're interested and we'll go from there. So moving right into this, this reading is for Libra, the air sign of Libra for November 2016. God, Spirit, Angels, Guide, show me the energies for the air sign of Libra for the month of November 2016. What do they need to know to navigate through November successfully? What does the month of November 2016 have in store for our Librans? Show me the energies for the air sign of Libra. Guidance, feedback, advice, messages from Spirit for Libra. Libra, November 2016. Libra, November 2016. Okay, Libra, we begin with the Three of Cups, great card to begin with, followed by the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, followed by the World. Some of you are being true to your air sign and living a little too much in your head and some stress this month, Libra. Have to pull some of that back. We'll see what the advice is. Next, we have the Ten of Pentacles, accompanied by the Hierophant. And then at the end of the month, we have the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Pentacles. From the bottom of the deck is your overall energy and advice. We have the Fool, my favorite card. Okay, Libra, let's just take a look. Right. Okay. Okay, let's begin, Libra. So we find ourselves at the beginning of November 2016. I am recording this at the end of October. It is actually Halloween today, so happy Halloween for those of you who will be watching this today. So going into November, we have the energy of the Three of Cups. Let me adjust my light here. Followed by the Four of Pentacles. So the Three of Cups. Cups is that suit covered by water. It's a very watery, fluid suit. It's all about emotions, feelings, relationships, and love. All different types of relationships and all different types of love. But it's about our emotional landscape and how we relate to people. So the Three of Cups is a card primarily of celebration, but it's about celebrating with other people, having a good time, really enjoying yourself with a group of people, a person or a group of people that you feel very connected with, kind of that Sex in the City, kindred spirit kind of group that you just feel very much a part of, authentic. You can just be completely yourself, and it's about really enjoying that. So a lot of you, and it's also a very strong, a very strong social energy to this card as well. So it looks like going into November, we've got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, and New Year's. It looks like you're starting off kind of the holiday season, spending a lot of time with people that you enjoy being with, that you don't feel like you have to put on airs with, a celebratory kind of feeling, or you just enjoy the people that you're around if you're not celebrating a specific thing. For some of you, I feel like it's work environment too. You're in a work environment where you really like the people that you work with, you like the atmosphere of it. Because I'm getting the strongest energy I'm getting as this reading is oriented more towards work, career, finance. There's a lot of Pentacles, Earth energy in here. So for a lot of you watching, it's going to resonate more in that area of your life. Although you can always apply this energy to other areas as well. But fundamentally, it feels more Earth energy, concrete, work, job, career, project, finance, property kind of stuff. Now that Three of Cups is paired with the Four of Pentacles. So here's where Pentacles energy comes in. Pentacles is governed by the element of Earth. And the Four of Pentacles is a card. It can represent, because fours represents a stable number, a stable foundation, four pillars, four posts, a stable structure upon which to build something. And the Four of Pentacles can represent a stable foundation. It's not the beginning of the foundation, but it's not the culmination either. We're around the four. We're almost at the middle. It's building and holding on to a foundation that you've built. Sometimes it can represent stagnancy, and sometimes it can just represent holding on to what you have. And sometimes the energy can also be, and I'm feeling some of this for you this month, Libra. Sometimes it's holding on or clinging a little too tightly to what you have because you're afraid you might lose it, or afraid of risking it in order to make a decision to do something else, afraid of losing that which you've built up. I sometimes see this card come up for people when they've lost a lot in their past, and they hold very tightly to what they have because they're afraid of losing again, or afraid of losing what they have left. And I'm actually getting some of this energy for you this month. I feel like in the realm of work, career path, finances, perhaps property for some of you. The specifics are going to, of course, branch off differently because there's so many of you watching. I feel like for a lot of you, you're considering doing something different than what you've done before. Either maybe perhaps considering switching jobs, maybe you're considering switching career paths, maybe you're considering taking a job or going off into another direction financially that feels maybe a little risky. You're drawn to it, but it feels like it might be a little risky. Maybe considering another job that you might enjoy more, you feel more drawn towards, but it perhaps pays a little less. Maybe you're thinking of investing in something, partnering with other people, because I'm feeling that energy for you this month. You're considering doing something different, but there's an element, or at least it feels like there's might be an element of risk for you, and you're a little nervous. And so it's about kind of, do I hold on to the stability that I have, the foundations that I have, the tried and true and 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you have, or do I veer off into this other direction and take a risk of perhaps losing what I've built up, or I'm afraid of losing uh, the stable foundation I have underneath me. That's what I'm getting kind of overall for this reading, but particularly in this first set of cards, the Three of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. You enjoy where you're at, and I feel like you're holding on to that, maybe holding on quite tightly. Maybe you've lost a lot in the past, and again, you're considering something else And there could be for some of you something coming up and you're clinging to what you have that much tighter as well. For some of you in a more social sense or relationship energy, this could represent the Four of Pentacles can sometimes represent being kind of closed off, kind of very guarded, which is an opposite energy from the Three of Cups. It's about being with people that you can be open with and kind of share with and not have to pretend to be somebody else. So some of you, it may be, a call to open up a little bit more. To a group of people or friends that you find yourself with. Again, it's going to play out differently. Now, next to that, we have some stress coming in here. We have the Nine of Swords accompanied by the World card. Two very different kind of energies. So the Nine of Swords, I don't like seeing this energy for you, Libra. Swords is a suit that's governed by the element of air, which is your element. You're an air sign. Swords is a suit that rules our intellect. It's a very intellectual, cerebral, mental kind of energy. It's about communication, words, ideas, how we look at things, our perceptions, perspectives, our belief systems, what we think and where we put those thoughts. The Nine of Swords is a card of a lot of mental stress, anxiety, worry, staying up late at night, having it interfere with your perhaps day-to-day functions because you're so stressed out about something. Something is causing you a lot of anxiety and worry or fear, doubt, insecurity. But the energy of the Nine of Swords is somewhat illusionary. This is a card that comes up when people build something up in their head to be much worse than is actually reflected in the reality of their external environment, or perhaps worrying about something unnecessarily when it doesn't really need to be worried about. You can see that this woman is sitting up. It's late at night. The moon has risen high. Everybody else is probably sleeping, but she's not. She's hunched over. She's just totally consumed with her thoughts going around and around about whatever it is she's worried about. And there's this little owl sitting on the windowsill. Everything on a tarot card is symbolic. It's representative of something. You could spend hours and hours just on one tarot card. So there's this little owl sitting on the windowsill. It's very close to her. She could almost reach out and touch it, but she's not even noticing it because she's completely consumed and obsessed and focused on whatever the source of her stress or worry or fear is. Owls being a universal symbol of wisdom, insight, clarity, a solution, a light somehow. It it feels as if it's not as bad as you think it is, or what you're worrying about unnecessarily, or you're worrying about it way more than the reality of the situation is actually calling for. And there's an answer, there's a solution, there's a piece of clarity right close by to you. And again, I feel like for you this month, Libra, you're kind of mentally you're stressed out about something, and I feel like for some of you, it there's an opportunity or option you're considering doing something different. I feel like for a lot of you, this is within your material, tangible world somehow, work, career, money. It could be property. For some of you, you may be afraid of something coming in that it's going to change, or you're going to lose the foundations of what you have. But for a lot of you, I feel almost a decision making energy. Do I step off the path and go over here and do something new and somewhat risky and risk losing what I've built up, or do I stay with the foundations that I have? Now, that Nine of Swords is paired with the World card, which is a major arcana card, significant, profound energies, fingers of the divine, I like to call them. The World card is a card of it's a card of, well, on the surface, being on top of the world. It's a card of acknowledging and recognizing, taking a minute to step back and acknowledge how far you've come, how much you've been through, how much you've overcome, how much you've triumphed, acknowledging your own skills, your efforts, your worth, your value, and considering what yet you might be capable of doing. It's a card of self-empowerment that comes from realizing how strong you are, how skilled you are in particular areas, and and how much you've actually done, how much you've accomplished. It is, in a way, a card of completion, of having completed something, climbed to the top of a very significant mountain, and just taking the time to acknowledge, I did it, I made it. I wonder what I'm capable of doing next. And paired with the Nine of Swords, it's somewhat contradictory energy. And I feel like, again, for some of you, it's going to be something coming in. You feel drawn towards to do, but it represents stepping off a stable or secure or, like a routine path. And you're afraid of that. You're kind of caught in between, do I do it? Do I not do it? And it's really kind of taking over your thoughts this month. For some of you, there's something coming up, and for some reason it's a cause of concern and worry, whatever it is that's coming in. For some of you, you feel threatened somehow. You feel like the foundations, the security, what you've worked so hard for up until now is threatened or challenged somehow. Again, it's going to split off differently for those of you, but I feel like it's primarily connected to money, job, career, perhaps property or your home in some way. And, it could be a project that you've been working on for quite a while. For some of you, although I'm not getting a lot of like romance or relationship energy, it could be a relationship as well, but I feel primarily it's in that material, tangible world. And I look forward to hearing the feedback on what this is specifically for those of you, which is always interesting. But you're putting way too much energy into this. So I did a similar reading. I think it was was it Virgo? Yeah. Who also was kind of caught up in putting a lot of energy unnecessarily into feeling stressed out, worry, anxiety. And the advice is always that the reality of the situation is not what you're making it up to be, and you're putting a lot of unnecessary effort and energy into stressing out about something because either there's a solution or insight very close by and you're not seeing it, you're not looking at it because you're too focused on, fear, doubt, insecurity about what's in front of you. Or there's help, feedback, and advice very close to you. You just need to reach out and take a look at it. I don't feel like anything is being taken away from you, or that the opportunity itself or whatever's coming in is going to take anything away from you. Your overall energy is the Fool, and the advice of the Fool is to step outside your comfort zone and take a risk that it's going to pay off for you because it represents new beginnings. Whatever it is coming in, it represents new beginnings for you, even if there's some sacrifice that goes along with it. Now, next to that, we have the Ten of Pentacles paired with the Hierophant. And I want to also add, because I did this for Virgo as well, um, the Nine of Swords, whenever you feel this energy kind of coming up and consuming your thoughts, whatever you do that helps you during stressful periods or when your thoughts start chasing themselves, whatever you do to kind of relax, de-stress, alleviate some of that pressure, even if it's only temporary, get in the habit of doing that whenever you feel like these thoughts and worries taking over you so that you can navigate through the month of November in a peaceful, balanced way, because that's going to be key for you. It's about not which might be difficult for you being an air sign, which is your element. Uh, uh, the inherent challenge for air signs is to not live too much in your head and overthink and overanalyze things, because it looks like that's where the source of the majority of your stress is coming from. Basically, your own thoughts and your own self getting in your way. The key to navigating through November successfully, peacefully, and in a balanced way is to make sure, forewarned is forearmed. That's why we watch these readings, is to make sure when you feel that energy coming in, obsessive, worry, stress, fear, anxiety, do whatever it is you do. Take a walk, take a bath, get a massage, listen to meditative music, whatever it is you do. And as soon as you feel that energy coming in, do whatever you need to do to alleviate that so that you can have a peaceful and balanced month. So next we have a very solid combination of the Ten of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So here we have that lovely grounded earth energy again, that energy of Pentacles. This is earth energy. And Pentacles is a suit that represents things in our earthly material world. It's often money, finances, property, resources, assets, tangible things. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of success, abundance, prosperity, the achievement of something in the material world. Um, Tens represent the end of a cycle, the culmination or coming full circle of something. Very successful, a lot of prosperity and wealth and abundance here, but in a very deep rooted kind of sense. And there's a theme of home and family with this as well. It can represent family money, family business, family estate. It has a long lasting sense of continuity about it. If you were starting your own business or you're considering starting your own business, the Ten of Pentacles is one of the best cards you can get, because it shows that the health and longevity of it is that not only is it going to be successful, which benefits you and the people around you, but it's also going to grow, become established, and long lasting. It's a very rooted, stable card. And it's paired with the Hierophant, which is similar energy, major arcana card. The Hierophant represents convention, tradition, the establishment, organized religion, large corporations, businesses, etc. It represents following the prescribed path, doing the same thing everybody else is doing in a group. The payoff is that you get to belong to a large group. Sometimes there's a small sacrifice in terms of individuality, but it's a very stable, again, reassuring kind of sense of belonging to a larger group. So both of these cards together represent in the material world something very solid and stable. And again, I think for some of you, I'm getting that some of you may feel like a job that you've had for a while, a career path that you've had for a while is being perhaps shaken up, or you're afraid of being downsized or something, and you've got some worries about, losing everything that you've worked so hard for. Some of you, this could represent perhaps some of you retirement may be coming up and you're a little worried about money, finances, and what do I do once that foundation, that routine is not part of my life anymore. And again, some of you, it's an opportunity that you have that you're trying to consider whether to take, but it represents a bit of a risk. But again, overall energy being the Fool, a very strong message from the universe saying it's time to stop, to step a little bit out of your comfort zone and take a risk so that you can have this beautiful new beginning. Now, at or towards the end of November 2016, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Worker Bee card with the Five of Pentacles. Again, looks like maybe around the second week or so, and then again at the end of the month. The challenge is those thoughts coming in, getting in your head, getting in your own way again. The Five of Pentacles is a card of insufficiency and lack, or the fear of being an insufficiency or lack. And it's pentacles, so it could be a tangible fear about money, finances, resources, job. You could be afraid you're not going to have enough money. It could be that money is very tight at the end of the month and it has you stressed out again. In an emotional way, in terms of relationships and spirituality, this can represent feeling rejected, feeling left out in the cold, feeling not good enough, or being afraid of that happening. But again, I think for a lot of you, it's in that material, tangible world. It's about money, it's about job, and how it plays out specifically, again, is going to vary. For some of you, again, it's stressful. Do I take this opportunity? The holidays are approaching. Some of you, it may be you're hearing about downsizing, or you're afraid somehow that you're going to be downsized or you're going to lose your job, something like that. It's something that's in front of you. It doesn't feel like it's quite here yet. It feels like it's something coming in or an opportunity you're considering taking. And there seems to be a lot of fear about losing what you've built up, losing the foundations of what you have. We have the Eight of Pentacles with that Five of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is, again, somewhat contradictory energy to that Five of Pentacles. And I might add, just like that woman is not noticing the owl in the Nine of Swords, this couple is not noticing this beautiful light shining between them in the Five of Pentacles. They're in need, they're in lack, they're what they have is insufficient for their needs. But this light shining through this cathedral window represents that just on the other side of this light is what they need: help, resources, assistance of some kind. Again, it feels like for those of you who are actually in financial straits, or things are restrictive or tight, if you need help and guidance, it looks like it's right there very close by, and you need to take another look and reach out for it, because it feels like there's too much focus on the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the lack, and it looks like there's a source of help or a solution very close by, and you need to withdraw some of this energy focusing on the negative to take a look to see what's out there. This Hierophant too can also represent an actual individual or organization that you could go to for help that's kind of wise and established and has kind of been there for a while. So the Eight of Pentacles is the Worker Bee card. This is a card of building up, having been very successful in building up foundations for yourself. It's a really nice transition from the Four of Pentacles up to the Eight of Pentacles. He's hard at work on the Eighth Pentacle. He's already worked very hard on the seventh one, and he's putting just as much attention to detail on the Eighth Pentacle as he has with the Seven. He's built up a very good, solid, stable foundation and success for himself due to his own perseverance, his own hard work, putting in a lot of hours, maybe working a lot of overtime, and he's at the 8 already. It's a very nice progression. Solid, stable, reliable energy. But then we have this fear and insufficiency. So again, there's this underlying fear that you're going to lose what you've built up for whatever's coming in or whatever's in front of you. Um, it's going to represent new beginnings for you, and your crowning card being the Fool. This is about brand new beginnings. This is about being at the beginning of the journey where the potential is limitless. Anything's possible, everything's possible. The Fool is here to remind us that even though it's appropriate and good and wise to have a destination, to set goals, and to work towards those goals, the Fool is all about the journey. He's all about the value and the lessons and being in the beauty of each step of the journey and everything that he learns in the journey itself. The Fool is also here to tell us that it is not only okay, but sometimes necessary to step outside our comfort zone, take a bit of a risk in order to achieve these beautiful new beginnings. And it's about having that almost childlike faith and confidence in divine timing and orchestration that you're going to get to where you're meant to go, in the manner and timing in which you're supposed to do, as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's okay to step outside and take a risk this month, and again, playing into December, because like Virgo, I feel like this is going to come to a positive resolution, quite a positive resolution, a little bit later, perhaps I think maybe in December. And I feel like you're expending a lot of energy, Libra, this month, unnecessarily stressing and worrying and being afraid that you're going to lose the foundations that you have or built up. Or perhaps some of you are making a transition into something new, and it does represent a big change and a shift, and maybe a little less than you've been used to. But again, it's leading you somewhere that you're meant to be, and that somewhere is going to be quite beautiful, beautiful new beginning, something completely different than what you're used to. So when you feel that energy, forewarned is forearmed, when you feel that energy coming in this month, Libra, it's going to be all about, okay, what do I do? Do whatever it is that you do to alleviate that stress and pressure, and just keep doing it over and over again. That's the key to navigating through November successfully, peacefully, and in a balanced, stable way. Because again, I feel like this is going to resolve itself probably in December, in a positive way. And it feels like it's a whole brand new horizon. Don't be so stressed out about it. It's going to be just fine. Also, with that Three of Cups, enjoy yourself with friends. If you have a really good group of people, social network, use that as a way to kind of keep yourself balanced too, and remind yourself that everything's going to be okay, because it is. I think that's about it. So, Libra, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope that you find it useful in helping to navigate through the month of November. Like with every month, I think you've got this one in the bag. Just remember that stress, worry, anxiety, don't let it overtake you. Don't let it consume you. Kind of cut that off right at the pass, because you could reverse these cards. It doesn't have to manifest this way at all, or at least not manifest to the extreme that the cards show it potentially could be. So knowing that going through November is a good way for you to be able to do what you need to do in order to have November be a great month for you. So I hope that you find that useful. And thank you very much for watching. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign, which will give you a little more information about myself and my email address, which is Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com. You can send me an email. I would be delighted to work with you, and we can set something up. Thank you again for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful month. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the November 2016 mid-month readings. And until then, as always, Libra, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.